How's everybody doing today? Welcome to my channel. My name is Madar from Food and Fragrances, and today we're talking about fragrances. Specifically, why should you care about the packaging that your fragrance comes in? Now, I've received quite a few direct messages and private messages basically asking, why do you put so much emphasis or even a little bit of emphasis into the packaging score when you do your reviews? Now, I do have my theories and I do have my principles about that, but to keep it short before we actually dive into the full end video, think about it. You're buying a niche fragrance. You're buying a luxury fragrance. Your expectation is from start to finish, that dopamine that you receive when you purchase a product should carry throughout the whole phase, meaning that the opening, the spray, the bottle design, the aesthetics, the way that it sits on your shelf, all of those things should play a factor into it. Now, there's so many different brands that do it so many different ways. Yeah? A lot of us as consumers, we like having the full presentation, meaning the box, the slip cover, the bottle, everything, and not going for, just a bottle. So, with that being said, knowing that we have that desire, you gotta hold some of these brands accountable for some of the packaging that they deliver upon, especially when they charge the price point that they charge. And of course, I'm talking about retail pricing. Okay? So with that being said, we're gonna dive deeper into this video. I'm gonna show you a couple of brands which I think do it right, and I'm gonna show you a couple brands which, leave a little bit to be desired, and maybe even some in between, but based off of justification on how much you pay for the fragrance. So it's gonna be an awesome video. I hope you guys like it. I hope you guys stay with me. Make sure you guys support the channel by subscribing, liking, and commenting down below. The topic of discussion that we can touch upon today is, what is some of the best packaging that you've seen when it comes to a fragrance that you've purchased or hope to purchase? Cool? So stay tuned. It's gonna be awesome. Roll my music and I'll be back. So, jumping into it. Packaging I think is really important to me, right? You end up purchasing a fragrance, you kind of want that feeling that when you open up the box that it gets shipped in, or you're coming home and you take it out of, the little bag that they give you, there has to be the sense of joy that you feel, this sense of, damn, I'm really excited to pop this open and relive that, first spray that I tried in the store from a tester bottle. Or, let's be real, a lot of us do blind buy fragrances. I really want to just be impressed from start to finish, right? Because I have a gist of what the scent smells like, but I may not know, and I want that magic. So the anticipation before getting to the actual scent, I think, is really huge. And again, given that we're in the niche space, sometimes a generic box without thought process, without effort, doesn't suffice, especially when you're getting charged the price that you're getting charged. So with that being said, and I don't mean to hammer on any of these brands, any of these companies, it's just that it is what it is. If you've manufactured a box and you've shipped out your fragrance in that box, you technically know what you're doing. You can't tell me that you're not privy to that information and that creation process where it's just like, oh yeah, no, I had no idea that we only shipped it in regular boxes. You kind of know what you're doing. So whatever the intention is, this is a fun video, but this is kind of how I base my scoring off of packaging. So starting off first, we're going to go with the House of Creed. Yeah. If you know, you know. And a lot of people end up purchasing Creed fragrances and they know and have an expectation of what the box is like. My theory and thought process when it comes to boxes and packaging is, if I'm mad that I won't be able to get the box when I purchase the fragrance, and I use mad very loosely here, like not mad, is like if I get disappointed or I'm just like, ah, damn, I wish it had it, then it kind of, it has a little bit of heat to me, right? This, I probably wouldn't be too mad if I purchased the bottle and it didn't come with the box. I just don't think it matters. With Creed, and again, you guys know the price point. I'll leave the price point for a Creed fragrance here. This is what you get. You just get a box. You literally pull your fragrance out of the box and that's it. That's it. There's no necessary benefit or point of keeping a fragrance box like this. There's no anticipation. You've purchased the Ventus, you've purchased Viking, you've purchased Royal Oud, Erolfa, whatever the case may be. You're getting something very similar to this. And although it does have elements of design which are nice and is better than some of the department store fragrances, in my opinion, the unboxing is very department store fragrance like. So not really the most satisfied when it comes to, you know, the Creed box. I think they could definitely do better, especially at the price point that they charge retail. Now, we're gonna move on to something else. Now, this is a designer brand, and you know, high end. We'll talk about Bottega Veneta. Now, the thing that I kind of like with Bottega Veneta is it takes a different approach. There's a little bit of differentiation, but I do find a lot of designer brands to be very similar in this facet, that it kind of has, you know, a little pedestal that it sits in inside the box, and the box kind of comes out vertically. Chanel does it, YSL does it, LV. I have a couple of LV fragrances. I don't remember, but I feel like they do it. No, they have a tab. I think LV might be different, but Bottega Veneta kind of falls in that category. But I do like it because there's a little bit of harmony when it comes to the packaging with the bottle design. If you've seen the bottle, and I'll show you some B-roll, you'll notice that there's a bit of consistency, and there's some thought put behind this box. It's nice. It's very durable. Again, the fragrance sits really nicely in here. There's some security that's really kind of thought into it, and it's nice and elegant. It kind of goes with their brand. So still underwhelming, but there's a little bit of thought behind this as opposed to the previous one that we checked out. So what we'll do now is we'll move on to another fragrance, and this one is from the house of Zaharoff. This is Signature Bloom, the box for Signature Bloom. Now with Zaharoff, you're gonna get different boxes, different styles. You know, like Helfetti Black Rose will be a different, you know, fragrance box. Signature Bloom, a different fragrance box. Signature Rosé, you know, the Z creators, obviously they're discontinued, but the Z creators, different boxes. The thing that I like about Zaharoff fragrances, again, now we're talking about price point proposition to the whole package. You're getting so much thought process, so much care, so much love in the boxes and the designs, that even though it's basic in a sense, there's still something about it when you open up the packaging of it. The wonderful, you know, jasmine flower petals in the background, behind the webbing, you know, the beautiful design thought process behind it to kind of go with the bottle. I think there's thought process that's put into this that kind of gives this box a little bit more of an edge in comparison to, you know, the other boxes that we just discussed. Now, I'm not saying this is the best box that I've ever seen, absolutely not, but it houses the fragrance securely, which is good. And it gives you a little bit of anticipation when you end up opening the box. Like, there's elements of, yeah, this is really cool. I'm gonna open it and boom, there's my fragrance and I'm good to go. I would probably keep this box because there's design and there's thought process behind it. So again, not really the greatest, but it's still nice because there's thought behind it, and I respect it because, again, price point to, you know, the design component, there's no gap, really. It's like from bottle to design to scent design to box design, everything has been carefully curated, and I like that. So speaking of another one, you'll have the House of Argos. And again, what I love with the House of Argos is you're looking at something that has a story behind it. So there's story elements to this. The artwork is phenomenal, in my opinion. Each box design has, you know, the slipcover associated with it, the artwork that tells the story. Wonderful continuity when it comes around the whole box. And then again, it just doesn't stop at the slipcover, right? It's here as well. A beautiful colored box. Again, high quality. Really nice, secure, snug element, foam padding to hold your fragrance. And again, this is just a wonderful way to kind of just have your fragrance. There's a story in here, the artist series in here, notes in there. It's just, that's a well thought out package. And even though that these fragrances do come in higher than Zaharoff, they still care enough to say, look, if we're going to release something like this, I want it to be a full package that the customer enjoys and you start to end, right? That's what I feel with Argos. Now, moving on, we're going to talk about Penhaligon's. And as you see, I'm just sweating. Sorry, it's just the light and all that stuff is really there. But Penhaligon's, this is Savoy Steam. Brand new fragrance in my collection. Not going to review the fragrance right now, but I did feel like this box was worth talking about because Penhaligon's, high quality box, right? Not wooden or anything, definitely cardboard, but there's some durability to it. This, the outside of the box, there's a material on here that is snug, really tight, and the design elements is really cool. You got the label over here, really nice, simplistic. You have the Penhaligon's etched over here on the actual box. I think, in my opinion, going the simple route, but really focusing on the design and the textural elements of this, I think was a great play from Penhaligon's, especially when you're talking about the trade routes, right? Or even, you know, the fragrances that aren't a part of the portrait series. In my opinion, even again, as this is as simplistic as it can be, I think the elements and the thought process behind it, especially again at the price point, there's thoughts behind it. It's not just let's put it into a cardboard box, ship it out, and we focus on sales. There's definitely an element of elegance here. And again, from a UK brand, I don't expect any different. And especially at the price point, I do like how they attacked this this type of packaging. So that's kudos to them. Returning from a towel break. All right, so next we're going to touch upon Raja. Now, Raja fragrances are awesome. Everybody knows them. Well, not everybody, but a lot of people know them in a niche community. They're very, known. You have Burlington 1819, the box. Now, the box is really nice. It's really creative, and there's not really any consistency when it comes to Raja's, the way that they present their boxes, which is fine. That's fine. But some of their more high-end fragrances will kind of come in a box like this. All right, you have a place where you hold the fragrance, which in my opinion is a little bit too shallow and unstable for my liking. And you have the box over here, nice, high quality, well designed, but in my opinion, a little rough around the edges. They could definitely do better. And the reason why I say that is, again, right? The smoothness element is just not there. It's very finicky. And again, when you have a shallow base like that, bottle could be shaking. And again, we always recommend just open your boxes on the table. It's just elements like that aren't well thought of on the consumer side, right? Great design, lovely, lovely presentation. Again, very elegant, very classy. It's just, my goodness, the smoothness is just not there. It's just not there, which in my opinion kind of throws me for a loop there. Because in comparison to Penhaligon's Savoy Steam, right, it's wonderful. And again, that's due to the texturing of the material, right? It just slides on and off. Really, really awesome. So Raja, yes and no. Like, it's good visually. I just think functionality, I think it's a lot less to be desired. However, when it comes to the actual fragrance and it's sitting, or not the fragrance, the packaging, and it's sitting in your display, if you have the room, having this with your fragrance in it, and then you just kind of go in, you pick up your fragrance, spray it, put it back in. Really cool. I like that. That's awesome. With that being said, I do wish maybe that Burlington 1819 was down here, like over here, because that would kind of help with that element of kind of just placing it there, and then I don't have to worry about taking this on and off. But yeah, overall pretty nice, but I do feel like there could be elements of refinement. Same thing with the Penhaligons. I do wish that there was something down here for Penhaligons so that, you know, I could just leave it in here for the packaging. Now, a fragrance house that I'm in love with, but I absolutely hated the packaging for it. I'm sure you guys know where this is going to be Boudicca the Victorious. Okay, I've spoken to them. They have mentioned that they are working on, you know, newer elements. But again, you got a wonderful slip cover, right? Beautiful slip cover, nicely designed, you know, logo, yada, 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 which is awesome. You have this. It's nice. The leather is pretty nice. It does feel good. Not bad when it comes to the removability. However, I do find it being a step below Penhaligons. The felt is nice, but my goodness, is this shallow. And the way that the bottle of Boudicca sits is it has a small base, has the round edges, then it has the top heavy with the cap and all that stuff. So the element of danger, not the greatest. But I do like the Boudicca, the Victorious in gold, because again, if I had space in my cabinet, I'd be putting a ton of these over there and holding the bottle like that, but then I would be in fear that if the cabinet shakes, there could be potential that the bottle tips over. So just something to kind of be careful about. Overall, do I like it? I think it's good. There's elements that are good. And when we're talking about this, the Zodiac line, and it coming like this, Zodiac line, you guys have to understand, you're looking at $1,500 plus, like $1,500 plus for the fragrance. My expectation is to be a little bit higher, because the next two houses that I show you, you'll see the difference of what I'm talking about. I do wish that this was better, quite frankly. I just don't think the value that you get for this is there. When it comes to the packaging, it is a little bit of a disappointment. However, I do like the fact that it does come with a little bit of a base. It's just I wish the base was a little bit more secure. So it's just really about the whole consumer aspect. Now, with that being said, the last two that we're going to talk about here is coming in as one of my more favorite presentations or packaging is from the House of Xerjoff. Right? If you know, you know. Usually it has a slip cover. I apologize, I don't have the slip cover, but it is a Xerjoff slip cover. It's nothing like really crazy or, you know, fancy or anything like that. But what really takes the cake for me is, number one, how beautiful this box is, how durable this box is, how well designed this box is. You have an angular opening, which allows the fragrance, the box to sit up like this, which is really cool. Okay, you have this wonderful design Xerjoff wrapping, which is, again, reveal the fragrance, phenomenal. In here you have a plaque that tells you what fragrance it is. So again, if you're displaying your Xerjoffs like this with the box, phenomenal. You're not hunting, you're not going in, zooming in for the label of the Xerjoff when it's lying down, or you can always keep it covered and you're not searching for it because you have the plaque there. And on top of that, sorry, I had two more after this, my bad, sorry. And on top of that, you have a removable setting for where the Xerjoff fragrance sits. And as I struggle, and what that does is you get to prop it up on the ledge over here like this and have the bottle sit like this, so it gives it a little bit more height and a little bit more elegance, so it's not just lying on its back like a starfish. But either way, amazing. This is, to me, this is a 10. This is a perfect score for a package. And the fact that Xerjoff fragrances aren't at the upper tier of price point when it comes to, you know, their bottles and stuff. This is well thought out of. This is great attention to detail. This is a great consumer experience. This is a perfect 10, and you're not paying an arm and a leg, which is crazy. which is crazy in my opinion. So this, kudos to Xerjoff. I'm not really too familiar with the house, so I don't necessarily have that much, I don't want to say love, but I don't have that much, like, you know, experience with them. So for this, to me, was mind-blowing. This was something that I really enjoyed. It gave me the wow factor all around. I was like, wow, this is cool. Wow, it has a plaque. Wow, it has the covering. Wow, I can move this and then display it this way. And if I had more space, that's what I'd do. This is something, if I didn't get the packaging, I would be disappointed. So that being said, we're gonna go with the second last one, I promise, second last one. This is from the House of Fragrance du Bois. Now, if you're familiar with the brand, you're familiar with the brand. Some of them do come with slip covers, which I do love, because it gives it that element of differentiation, and it's nice. But majority of it will come with just a white box, and with the white box, this will be inside, which again is really nice. Very high quality, right? Open it up, again, very high quality. Again, remove the cover here so it doesn't scratch. And boom. Now this one's a little bit different. This one is not the felt version because this is AM from Fragrance du Bois. This one is a carbon fiber box, but this is a perfect 10 to me. This is a perfect 10. The quality of detail is fantastic. We'll just remove that there. You get this beautiful felt velvet insert where the fragrance sits very, very securely. You get a nice card. Some of the fragrances, you get the wood chip that was used in the making of it. You get a removable thing. So again, you can allow the fragrance to kind of stand respectfully and be displayed respectfully. And this is, again, another testament to, if I didn't get this with my bottle purchase, yeah, I'd be upset. I'd be devastated, because to me, this is pure elegance. You have a couple of these sitting in your collection. You have one of these sitting in your collection. It will draw your eye. I just think the packaging of this is absolutely phenomenal. And yeah, this is just something just wonderful. And again, at its price point, yes, it is an expensive brand, but that's what you pay for. You have, again, you're looking at a wonderful golden metallic logo there, which is not cheap by any stretch. Nothing about this is cheap by any stretch. All of it feels superb and premium. So kudos to Fragrance du Bois, because you're thinking about it more than just the scent, the bottle design. You're thinking about the packaging and all the elements for the consumer experience. So excellent, excellent job. All right, so last but not least, probably one of the best packagings I've ever seen in a fragrance, and this is to date. So I remember the first time that I got this. This was shipped from the States for me, and I was anticipating. I didn't anticipate it to be this big. That's what she said. But with that being said, Spirit of Dubai, D1. This is second generation, guys. This is the ultimate luxury experience. Now, right, you got textured, you got the bottle sitting in, strapped in, hello bondage, strapped in. You have this thing over here, which you slide out. And again, the whole mechanism of this is very smooth. It's just kind of tough to show you here. The mechanism is very smooth, so I'm just going to pull out the box myself. Now this is a wooden box design, so smooth, so beautiful. Opening it up, metallic hinges, right? Just wonderful design. The fragrance is strapped in, so it's secure, right? Thought process. And that's it. This is luxury. This is what I'm talking about. When you're talking about price point and what you're getting, Boudicia's Dragon, the one that I showed you over there, that was nearly the same price, if not more than Spirit Dubai Dewan. This is different. Like, the packaging is different. This is what I expect. This is what I want. Because not everybody has the ability to purchase a fragrance of that magnitude, that price point, right? So why not make it special? right? The one time that they do say, you know what, I'm so in love with this fragrance. This is going to be my holy grail fragrance, you know, special occasions. I can't wait. This is, you know, everything that I've been, you know, hoping for in a fragrance. Boom, take my money. And I get something like that, I'm underwhelmed. I get something like this is an experience. This is unique. It's different. There's nothing like it out there, in my opinion. Nobody has been able to replicate a box like this, experience like this. That's the difference. Perfect 10, if not even more. Right? So these are elements that I kind of consider, and you know, coming in at different price points, yes, there's going to be different expectations. But when you're in a niche fragrance and you're spending, you know, retail, I'm talking about 500 plus for a fragrance, and it's really underwhelming, such as like the Creed box, you know, there's elements that I have to kind of highlight, right? Because other brands are doing it better. So why not give them that advantage, that competitor's advantage, because that's what they're focusing on, right? And if their scent is good, that's even a plus. It keeps them in that same realm. So packaging, in my opinion, I think is really, really crucial, you know, when it comes to the whole experience as an end user. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know what you guys think. Do you guys think that the same as me? And again, like when I do my scoring, the packaging isn't weighted like extremely strong, but it's still there. And I think it's still an element that needs to kind of be, you know, communicated, because it is the full experience. So again, let me know what you guys think. Let me know your thoughts. Drop it in the comments below. I will be posting out a few more couple videos like this, especially when it comes to bottle design. We'll highlight that one next. But again, thank you guys so much for joining me. If you do like this content, please subscribe, please comment, please like, please share it with friends and family. And I'll catch you guys on the next one. All right? Enjoy the rest of your summer, and I'll catch you. Bye. Have a great one.